Good morning everyone. So today in this class we are going to learn one of the important lessons called here religious promoters and social reformers. Religious promoters and social reformers here. So in this lesson we are going to learn about India's religious reformers and their philosophy. Philosophies and teachings. So in this lesson we are going to learn about the India's religious reformers and their philosophies and teachings. So in the previous classes we have already learned about the social reformers and the religious reformers also. So what did they do means nothing but in their period means nothing but they worked for the society and they worked for the awareness to bring awareness among the people here. Okay, and also they struggled for the eradications of many of the social evils from the society here. So that we have already learnt in the previous classes in detail. So again in this lesson we are going to learn about the religious reformers and their philosophies and their teachings. See, from their philosophies also they propagated their philosophies and their teachings, okay, in many of the places and brought awareness among the people here. So in this lesson some of the religious reformers we are going to study, that is Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya and Basveshwara, and afterwards uh, Shankaracharya. So we are going to learn these religious reformers in this lesson. So the period called here 8th to 13th century. Which period here? 8th to 13th century is the period of religious reformers and their philosophies here. So from which period to which period is talking about? From 8th to 13th period was the period of here the religious reformers called Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Basveshwara, okay, and their philosophies here. Okay, and they all preached what means nothing but to the people to surrender to the God. Okay, I have already told here they worked for the society and they struggled to bring awareness among the people here, and also they told to the people here they have to surrender themselves to the God here. Got it? And also they revived the society through what here means Bhakti Marga. So they revived the society through which way means nothing but through the Bhakti way or Bhakti Marga here. Okay. So in that religious reformers, first we are going to learn about Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya, which was the philosophy of Shankaracharya means nothing but here Advaita. See, Advaita was the philosophy of Shankaracharya here. So when we come to know about his childhood here, he was born in the place called Kaladi in Kerala. Kaladi in Kerala. He was born at Kaladi in Kerala here, and also he belongs to which family is nothing but Nambuduri Brahmin family. He belongs to Nambudari Brahmin family here. Okay, then who was the teacher? Then where he has done his education? Means nothing but here his teacher was here Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Govinda Bhagavat Govinda Bhagavat Pada was his teacher here. Okay, and he learnt his Vedas and afterwards Upanishads. He learnt Vedas and Upanishads where means nothing but by the teacher called here Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Yeah, he has learnt Vedas and Upanishads here. And also he studied what means nothing but Upanishads and afterwards Brahma Shastras also he has studied in his childhood, and he was also very much intelligent during his childhood here. And also after that, after becoming elder here, he brought his philosophy called here Advaita. Okay, he advocated the philosophy called here Advaita here. Got it? And also he told during his period what did he tell means nothing but he told that Brahma is the absolute truth here. He told Brahma is the absolute truth and the rest of the world is false here. What did he tell means nothing but Brahma is the absolute truth and the rest of the world is false here. So he told in his philosophy called Advaita. He advocated the philosophy called Advaita, and in that he told that Brahma is the absolute truth here and remaining part of the world, the rest of the world is false here. Got it? And also he said we should merge our Atma, and also he told that we should merge our Atma. Atma means nothing but soul. Okay, we have to merge our soul. We have to merge our Atma with whom means nothing but with the absolute truth. Here, I told before only who is the absolute truth here. It's according to Advaita, according to Shankaracharya means nothing but Brahma is the absolute truth. And we should merge our Atma with whom is nothing but with the absolute truth called here Brahma. Okay, and also he told Brahma only, then we attain the moksha. Okay, it means nothing but liberation. Then only when we merge our soul or when we merge our Atma with the Brahma here, then only we can attain complete moksha. Moksha means nothing but here what? Liberation. Okay, we call it a liberation here. When we merge our Atma with the Brahma, then we get or then we attain the moksha here. And also in this manner, Shankaracharya thought what means the path of knowledge here. See, by propagating this his Advaita philosophy, okay, he told the path of knowledge. He conveyed the path of the knowledge to the society and also to the people here. Okay, and also he expressed that here Aham Brahmasmi, and also he told Aham Brahmasmi. What Aham Brahmasmi? What he told here? Aham So Aham Brahmasmi means nothing but he declared that here. What did he declare that means nothing but he declared that Brahma is what? Nirguna. Brahma is Nirguna, and he was Nirakara, and also he was Nirvikara here. So what did he tell me nothing but, and also he declared what Aham Brahmasmi. He expressed that Aham Brahmasmi, and in that he declared that here Brahma what? Brahma is Nirguna. Brahma is Nirguna and Nirakara, and and afterwards Nirvikara. Okay, Nirguna, Nirakara, and afterwards Nirvikara. See, he declared that here Brahma is Nirguna, Nirakara, and afterwards Nirvikara. And also he expressed that Aham Brahmasmi. So when we come to the works of the Shankaracharya, he composed many of the works. He written many of the works called here. Which of the works means nothing but Shankara Bhashya, Ananda Lahari, see, Ananda Lahari and Saundarya Lahari and Shivananda Lahari, and Viveka Chudamani, and Prabuddha Sudhakara, and afterwards Dakshinamurti Stotra. Dakshinamurti Stotra. So these were the works of Shankaracharya. Which were the works of Shankaracharya means? See, Shankara Bhashya, Ananda Lahari, Saundarya Lahari, and Shivananda Lahari, and Viveka Chudamani, and Prabuddha Sudhakara, and Dakshinamurti Stotra. So these were the works of Shankaracharya. And also in his hymn called here Bhajagovindam, because of his hymn called Bhajagovindam here, he became world famous here. Which hymn here? The hymn called Bhajagovindam. From his hymn called Bhajagovindam, he became world famous here. Okay, and also in order to spread his philosophy, which was the philosophy of Shankaracharya means nothing but that is Advaita. Advaita is the philosophy of Shankaracharya. In order to spread this philosophy here, see, he established here Pitas. What did he establish? He established Pitas here. So he established in order to spread his philosophy called Advaita, he established what means Pitas. He established Pitas here. So where did he establish his Pitas to spread his philosophy called Advaita? Means nothing but in all the directions of the, in all four directions here, in all four directions he established his what? Pitas here. Why means to spread Advaita. Called which were the Pitas means nothing but Bhadari Pita. So in Bhadari he established Jyotir. See, Jyotir Pita. See, where did he establish Jyotir Pita means in Badrinath. Okay, Badari. And afterwards one more is Dwarka. So in Dwarka he established what means Kalika Pita. Okay, he established Kalika Pita. Where is in Dwarka. In Dwarka he established Kalika Pita. So one more is Puri. Okay, in Puri he established Govardhana Pita. Okay, established Govardhana Pita in the place called Puri. Next one is here Sringeri. In Sringeri also he established his Pita called here Sharada Peeta. Which Peeta here? Sharada Peeta. And where did he establish Peeta? Peeta means nothing but Sringeri. Okay. And one more is Kanchi. In Kanchi also he established one more Peeta to spread his philosophy called Advaita, that is Kamakoti. See, Kamakoti Peeta. So these were the Peetas established by the Shankaracharya. These were the Peetas established by the Shankaracharya. Why means nothing but in order to spread his philosophy called here Advaita. So in all the places, in almost all the directions, he has established his Peetas called here. In Badari, he established Jyotir Peeta. In Dwarka, he established Kalika Peeta. In Puri, he established Govardhana Peeta. In Sringeri, he established Sharada Peeta. And also in Kanchi, he established Kamakoti Peeta. So these were the highlights of Shankaracharya, and during his period, he propagated his philosophy called here Advaita, and also he declared Aham Brahmasmi. It means nothing but Brahma is Nirguna, Nirvikara and Nirakara here. So later we are going to study one more religious reformer, that is Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya. And which was the philosophy of Ramanujacharya means nothing but Vishishtadvaita. Vishishtadvaita is the philosophy of Ramanujacharya here. Okay, so he was the head of Srirangam monastery here. So he became the head of Srirangam monastery. Who? Ramanujacharya here. Okay, and when we come to his childhood, he was born the place called here Sri Perambaduru in Sri Perambadur in Chennai, near Perambaduru, near Chennai. Okay, so he was born in the place called Sri Perambadur, so near Chennai here, and his parents were Keshava Somayaji, and mother, okay, Kanti Mati. They were the parents of Ramanujacharya. Who? Keshava Somayaji and Kanti Mati here. And during his period here, he learnt Vedas, and he also learnt Vedas and Upanishads at where means nothing but at Yadava Prakash in Kanchi. He learnt Vedas and Upanishads from whom means nothing but from Yadava Prakash, where means in Kanchi here. So in Kanchi he learnt Vedas and afterwards Upanishads. And he also built the temple called here Chalva Narayana. Chalva Narayana, where means nothing but at Melkote. So we call Melkote Chalva Narayana. And who built that temple means nothing but Ramanujacharya built that temple called Chalva Narayana, where means at Melkote here. And also he had interest to show what means the path of salvation to the common people here. So in the Shankaracharya also we have studied here. He also told here, when we merge our soul with the Brahma here, then only we can attain the moksha here. So he also tried to, and he also showed interest to what means nothing but to show the path of moksha. To path of moksha, we call here salvation. See, to whom is nothing but to the common people here. He also wanted to show the path of salvation, how to get a salvation, how to get a moksha in our life. So that he also showed the path to the common people here. And also, according to his philosophy called here Visishta Vaida. So, in his philosophy, see, he told here Jiva and Prakruti. Jiva and Prakruti here. Life and afterwards nature. Jiva and afterwards Prakruti here. Life and nature, see, are the under the control of Brahma here. So, both were under the control of here whom here the god called here Brahma here. So not only nature here, our Jiva and afterwards nature, it means nothing but Prakriti. So both were under the control of Brahma here. So who told? This one means nothing but Ramanuja told in his philosophy that here Jiva and Prakriti were under the control of Brahma here. Got it? And also in order to achieve mukti, mukti means nothing but here moksha here. So if you want to, everyone needs this one here. Everyone wanted to get a moksha here. Everyone wanted to get here mukti in their life. So in order to achieve this moksha, so or mukti, what is the important means nothing but bhakti and prapati we call. To attain the moksha according to Ramanujacharya, to what get the moksha here, what are important is nothing but according to him bhakti and prapati. What we call here prapati. These two are very, very important to get the mukti. It means nothing but moksha. What? Bhakti and afterwards prapati. See, prapati means nothing but here bhakti means we know already, it is a devotion to God. Then what is prapati means nothing but here, that is complete surrender to God here. Prapati means nothing but we should surrender ourselves to God here. That is means nothing but complete surrender to God. So that is we call here prapati. Bhakti means nothing but I have already told, it is a devotion to God, and prapati both are very important to attain mukti here. Got it? And also during his period he criticized caste system here. So not only Ramanujacharya, many of the religious reformers and social reformers criticized the caste system here. Okay. So nowadays, even nowadays also, in modern days also, we are following that caste system and everything. But it is wrong according to religious reformers, social reformers. According to us also, it is not good to follow the caste system here, because everyone is equal under the law here. Then we should not follow any caste system here. Got it? And also he taught to stay away from the desires. And also he told here you should stay away. We should be very far from the desires here. We should stay away from the desires. And also why it is nothing but to surrender to God. If you want to surrender yourself to God means nothing but you should stay away from your desires here. If we have desires means nothing but we cannot surrender ourselves to the God here, because our desires won't leave us to surrender ourselves to God here. That's why he told here, he taught and he preached that here we should be stay away from the desires. Got it? And also he has also written many of the books here. Many of the books called here Vedanta Sangraha, Vedanta Sangraha, Vedanta Sara, Vedanta Sangraha, Vedanta Sara, and afterwards Vedanta Deepika, See, Vedanta, Deepika, and Sri Bhashya. Sri Bhashya and Gita Bhashya. Sri Bhashya and Gita Bhashya. So he has written many of the books called here Vedanta Sangraha, Vedanta Sara, and Vedanta Deepika, and Sri Bhashya, and also Gita Bhashya here. Okay, and many of the saints called here, example Ramananda and afterwards Raidasa. Who here? Ramananda and Raidasa of North India. Ramananda and Raidasa of what? Raidasa. Raidasa of North India were influenced by his philosophy here. Whose philosophy? By the Ramanujacharya's philosophy. Who were influenced means nothing but Ramananda and Raidasa influenced by his philosophy here. Okay, and also not only that saints here, and also here Tuluva dynasty of Vijayanagara Empire. Which dynasty? Tuluva dynasty. There were 4 dynasties here. In that Tuluva dynasty, especially Tuluva dynasty of Vijayanagara Empire also followed his philosophy here. Okay, which of the dynasty of Vijayanagara Empire means Tuluva dynasty of Vijayanagara Empire also followed Ramanujacharya's philosophy here. Okay, and these were the highlights of Ramanujacharya and his philosophy, and he has also written many of the books. Okay, and he also built the temple called Chalva Narayana, and also he told he was interested into show what means the path of salvation to the common people, and also he told which are the 2 ways to get moksha means nothing but one is bhakti, another one is prapati. That 2 were very important to attain moksha or mukti here. So next we are going to learn about one more religious reformer. We call here Madhvacharya. See, Madhvacharya, and his philosophy was Dvaita. His philosophy was here, which was Dvaita philosophy. And Shankaracharya's here, which philosophy of Shankaracharya's means nothing but that is Advaita, and Madhvacharya's was here Dvaita philosophy here. Okay, and he was born in the place called here Pajaka in Udupi. See, he was born Pajaka in Udupi, and his parents were here Madhvageha Bhatta, and mother Vedavati. See, where he was born? He was born Pajaka in Udupi, and his parents were here Madhvageha Bhatta and afterwards Vedavati here. So during his period also, in order to spread his Dvaita here, his philosophy called Dvaita, he also propagated his philosophy called Dvaita, and he also visited many of the places here. And in his childhood, he also learnt Vedas and Upanishads from whom is nothing but from the Achyuta Prakasha. From whom he learnt Vedas and Upanishads means nothing but Achyuta Prakasha. Achyuta Preksha. See, he learnt Vedas and afterwards Upanishads from whom is nothing but from Achyuta Preksha. So he learnt his Vedas and Upanishads. And also he advocated which philosophy means nothing but I told already, that is Dvaita philosophy. He advocated Dvaita philosophy. Here Dvaita means nothing but here two. Dvaita means nothing but what here? Two. What two means nothing but according to this. According to Dvaita, what means nothing but the human soul and the divine soul. What means nothing but one is human soul. I told you Dvaita means nothing but two. What is the meaning of that? Two means nothing but two means two. Two means one is human soul, another one is divine soul. One is human soul. Two means nothing but in that one is human soul, another one is divine soul, or separate here. Okay, we don't think here both are same here, both are separate here. See, Dvaita means two here. See, one is human soul, another one is here divine soul. So both are here separate here. Okay. See, in order to propagate his philosophy, I have already told, in order to propagate his philosophy called here Dvaita, he visited many of the places and participated in the debates also here. Okay. Why is nothing but in order to spread his philosophy called Dvaita, he visited many of the places and he propagated, and also he participated in many of the debates. Okay, many of the debates, and also to enable worship of Lord Krishna, worship of Lord Krishna, to enable to what here worship of Lord Krishna, he established 8 matas called here Astamatas we call. He established here 8 matas. Okay, he established 8 matas here that we call here Astamatas. Astamatas we call it. Okay, so why is nothing but in order to or to enable worship of Lord Krishna. Enable worship of Lord Krishna here. He established 8 matas we call here Astamatas. Okay, and according to Madhvacharya here, the word is not Maya or illusion here. According to whom here? According to Madhvacharya, word is not illusion. Illusion is nothing but here Maya. So word is not Maya here. It is a true as Paramatma. It is means nothing but the word is true as Paramatma or the divine soul. I told you before, Dvaita means nothing but two. One is human soul, another one is divine soul. Here, according to him here, word is not Maya or illusion. It is what here? It is as true as Paramatma or the divine soul, which is true means nothing but here the word is true as true as Paramatma. Paramatma means nothing but true. So like that, word is also true. The divine soul here, according to whom is nothing but according to Madhvacharya here. So he has also written many of the works. Okay, he has also written many of the works. So which of the works of the Madhvacharya means nothing but Gita Bhashya, Gita Bhashya, Gita Tatparya, Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, Mahabharata Tatparya, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, Vishnu Tatparya Nirnaya, Vishnu Tatparya Nirnaya, and Bhagavat Tatparya, Nirnaya, and Maya Padakhandana, Mayavada Khandana, etc. So these were the works of whom here? Madhva Charya. See, which are the works means Gita Bhashya, Gita Tatparya Nirnaya, Mahabharata Tatparya Nirnaya, Vishnu Tatparya Nirnaya, and Bhagavat Tatparya Nirnaya, and Maya Padakhandana. These were the works of the Madhva Charya here. And also, in his philosophy was popularized by whom is nothing but Padmanabha Tirtha, and afterwards Narahari Tirtha, and also Vijayendra Tirtha, and afterwards Vadiraja Tirtha. See, these Vadiraja Tirtha and Vijayendra Tirtha, from these what popularized means nothing but the philosophy called Dvaita was popularized. Whose philosophy? Madhvacharya's philosophy called here Dvaita was popularized by these persons or by these famous personalities here. It was popularized here. So these are the highlights of the Madhvacharya. The one more religious reformer called here Basaveshwara. We are going to learn one more religious reformer called here Basaveshwara. See Basaveshwara here. See, he was a popular reformer of medieval Karnataka. Who was a popular reformer during the period of medieval Karnataka? Something, but that is Basaveshwara here. Okay, he advocated here Veerashaiva philosophy. He advocated which philosophy is nothing but Veerashaiva. See, Veerashaiva philosophy. It means nothing but this philosophy based on simple human values. This philosophy was based on what? Based on what here? Simple human values, which was Basaveshwara's philosophy called Veerashaiva. It is based on the simple human values here. Got it? And he was born in the place called Bhagewadi in Vijayapura. Bhagewadi in Vijayapura. So earlier name we call here Vijayapura. Now we call it Vijayapura here. See, Bhagewadi in Vijayapura. His father was here Madarasa and mother Madalambike. Father Madarasa and mother Madalambike. They were the parents of Basaveshwara here. And during his period, he opposed, I have already told before, he opposed here caste system. So many of the reformers struggled against the caste system. They struggled to eradicate this caste system from the society here. And he also opposed here caste system and dedicated himself to what means nothing but to removal of social evils from the society here. So not only he opposed caste system, he also struggled to eradicate the social evils from the society here. Okay. And also he started his socio-religious movement from where is nothing but Mangala Kheda, from the place called here Mangala Kheda. What he started from this place means nothing but he started his socio-religious movement He started his social religious movement from the place called here Mangala Kheda, and also he said purity of Atma is the only way to attain moksha. So he also told here to attain the moksha what is important. So he also told what is important means the purity of soul, the purity of Atma is very important to attain moksha. Okay. And also he also advocated self-reliance and insisted one should earn one's living here. What means nothing but he also advocated self-reliance. What is important here? Self-reliance is very important, and also insisted one should earn one's living here. One should earn one's living. Okay, and he nurtured the culture of work is worship also. He also propagated or also advocated here what is very important thing, that is work is worship. Okay, for everyone work is worship only. We have to worship our work. Okay, so he also nurtured that culture of work is worship, and through his what means physical philosophy. Through his physical philosophy, he nurtured the culture called here work is worship, and also he started Sharana spiritual center, and also he started or we also started which one here Sharana spiritual center Sharana spiritual center called, what do we call this, Anubhava Mantapa. We call it Anubhava Mantapa. Where he started this Anubhava Mantapa or Sharana spiritual center means nothing but where Basava Kalyana. Basava Kalyana in Bidar. Okay, he started the Sharana spiritual center or Anubhava Mantapa, where means in Basava Kalyana in Bidar. Okay, see from this spiritual center or Anubhava Mantapa here, why he started this Anubhava Mantapa means nothing but to discuss the various socio-cultural issues here. To also discuss what means nothing but socio-cultural issues. To discuss that things here, he started a Anubhava Mantapa here. See, many of the personalities were involved in this Anubhava Mantapa, and also by this they have discussed the many socio-cultural issues in this center here. And also they were insisting that one should remain transparent. One should remain transparent in his life. They told here everyone should be transparent in their life here. Okay, we should show what we should show here what we here. We should be very much transparent in our life. That they have insisted here. Okay, and also he has written Vachanas. Basavana's Vachanas very famous here. The Vachanas here he has also written Vachanas. Why means nothing but to create social movement among common people here. So through this Vachanas here, he wanted to bring the awareness, or he wanted to bring or he wanted to create the social movement among who means among the common people here. It means nothing but from these Vachanas here, he wanted to bring some changes in the society here. And through the Vachanas also he declared all human are equal, and no one is untouchable by birth. So everyone is equal here, and no one is untouchable by birth. So, and through his vachanas, he declared that one here. And many of the vachanakaras also engaged in this what Anubhava Mantapa, that is Allama Prabhu and Akma Devi, and afterwards this is the Siddharama, Malige Maraya, and afterwards Ambigara Chaudaya, and Madivala Machaya. Okay, they were all the important Vachanakaras here. Okay, and these Vachanakaras kept formation of equal society, okay, as their goal. They want, what was their goal means nothing but formation of the equal society, because we are going to see many of the inequalities and what partialities that are in the society. They wanted to bring the equal formation of the society. Okay, that was their goal, and they contributed a lot to the society and culture and also literature. And also these Vachanakaras contributed a lot to the what here society, culture, and afterwards literature. So these are the highlights of religious promoters and social reformers. Who are the religious reformers means nothing but Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, and Basaveshwara. So in this class we have studied these social religions. I hope you all understood this lesson. Okay, thank you very much.